Hey guys, it is me, the Emerald Sword, and welcome back to another video where today you might notice that I have a different camera angle than I usually do. Well, the reason for that is that I got a tripod for Christmas, or, well, it isn't Christmas yet, so early Christmas, but still for the Christmas season, because I usually had my phone on a phone stand on like a makeshift pile that I made to put it on. But now that I have an actual tripod, here's a better angle, and I hope you guys like it. But anyway, outside of the cool stuff, the tripod, I will be reviewing Elevation by Stephen King. So Elevation, as you just saw, is a very short book. Like, look at that, very short. It has 146 pages, and it's really short, but certainly negative reactions to it, which I will explain in a bit. But as always, book is going up, so the spoilers are coming in. So Elevation starts with this guy named Scott Carey going to his retired doctor friend, Dr. Bob Ellis, to talk to him about a mysterious weight loss thing that he has. So for any of you who've read Thinner out there, like myself, I've reviewed that if you want to go watch it. But it's basically like Thinner, but a little different, because he loses weight, but he doesn't look like he loses weight. Like, he looks like he weighs 240 pounds, but he actually has like 210 pounds or whatever the scale says. So yeah, it's a little bit different from Thinner, but this is where it gets weird. So anyway, the doctor's like, I don't know what to do about this. This has never happened in human history before. You want to go to a clinic? And Scott's like, no, and stuff. So anyway, he decides to keep the Dr. Bob, updated and stuff, and he goes back home, and he has a less than normal interaction with his new neighbors, a girl couple named Deidre and Missy. And so the girl couple is actually like quite a big part of this book. So of course, with all politics and worldviews and stuff, there's of course a lot of homophobia by the town of Castle Rock. This is in Castle Rock, by the way, I guess I should have said. But yeah, so people are not really liking the fact that a girl couple is married in this book. So anyway, Missy's like super nice and stuff. Like, she's the nice and normal one. But Deidre has a bit of an attitude problem. Like, she gets really angry very quickly because Scott brings the fact to the attention that Missy and Deidre's dogs, Dee and Dum, that they're called, do their business on his lawn, and he wants Missy and Deidre to clean them up. So he goes over and talks to Deidre about that, and she's like, yeah, go away. Yeah, she's not having that. And then later on, Missy comes over and basically apologizes for that. Anyway, so Scott's mysterious weight loss is still affecting him. He's still physically losing weight, but not physically looking like it. So, yeah, that's really odd. And then anyway, some homophobic stuff happens. Scott defends the girl couple, and then Deidre's like, you didn't have to defend us. If we wanted to be defended, I would defend myself. And anyway, so Deidre and Missy run a restaurant called Holy Free Holy, which I guess is some sort of like Mexican food, I guess. It's a Mexican place, so yeah, it's some sort of Mexican food. But because they are very outspoken about liking each other and being married and stuff, their restaurant isn't very popular, and so they are at risk of losing their business if they don't get like any major customers. So anyway, stuff happens. Scott continues to lose weight. Dr. Bob continues to, know about it and stuff. But one day, Scott decides that he's going to run in the annual Castle Rock 12K run. And Deidre is also running because she is like a major competitor. She loves to run. She loves to have contests and stuff. And so Scott decides to make a deal with Deidre. He says, if you win, you don't ever have to talk to me again. I will pick up your dog's business, and then we can just go on the way we were living. But if I win, you have to come over to my house with Missy so that we can talk things out. And if neither of us win, then nothing happens. It just stays the same. And so Deidre's like, okay, if you say so. So then the race is off, and then Scott makes his way through the crowd, surprising everybody because, as I said, he looks 240, but he's actually like 190 or whatever by this point. So that is quite the shocks. And then he eventually does reach Deidre, and then Deidre is like so confused by how Scott caught up to her that she falls on the ground. And so Scott could just run past her and reach the finish line, that's it. But he decides to be a good person. He picks her up, has her finish the race, and then at the end of the chapter, they all hug, and there's a picture. And so it turns out that picture has been really good for business at Holy Free Holy, because now they're sold out like weeks in advance. So Scott's kindness to them really did a lot of good for Holy Free Holy. But anyway, so as this is a very short book, we're over halfway through it at this point. And so even though Scott technically lost the race, Deidre decides that Scott helped her, so she's going to come over with Missy and Dr. Bob and Dr. Bob's wife, Myra, so that they can discuss everything. So they have a nice dinner and stuff, and then Scott finally decides to reveal his mysterious condition, that he's losing weight but not physically looking it, to everyone, and then they're all just really confused. They're just like, what do we do? Because, of course, that's how you would react to something as mysterious as that. And so anyway, Scott basically realizes that once he reaches 0 pounds, he's probably not going to be around much longer. So he starts having a plan, which we will get into later. Anyway, so anyway, they go to dinner at Holy Free Holy, and then they have a final meeting, and then Scott says, Deidre, I need you to accompany me on the last day of my life. I need you to be with me at the end. And she doesn't want to, but she's like, okay. So here we are. It is the final day of Scott's life. So you're probably wondering by now, what illness does Scott have that causes him to lose weight? Who knows? It's never revealed in the book. I don't even have a hint of what it could be, because it's obviously not the Thinner curse that Billy Halleck suffered in Thinner, because, I mean, you physically look like you're losing weight, but nope. Anyway, so what Scott does is that he realizes that if he picks things up, they're heavy to him, but whatever he picks up feels weightless. So like he picks up, say, Deidre, she feels weightless, but he feels her weight. Or like if he picks up a barbell, that barbell feels weightless, but he feels the weight of the barbell. Making sense? No, I'm sorry about that. That's how it was explained in the book. But anyway, so Scott has gotten a wheelchair, and he's tied like a bunch of vests and stuff to him, like metal vests holding him down. And so Deidre takes him outside, and then Dr. Bob, Myra, and Missy are there all holding flashlights, and Scott has a match that he's going to flick and set on fire. So in the very last pages of the book, Scott undoes the weights and floats up into the sky. And so once he's far enough away from the ground to not explode anything, he lights the match and he explodes. So yeah, that was the end of the book. So yeah, Elevation was certainly a very weird book. And if you're wondering why it's called Elevation, it's because something about his weight loss makes him feel elevated, you could say. So that explains that. But yeah, Elevation is certainly a strange one. As I said, it is really short. I read it in 2 days, but you could probably read it in one if you really wanted to. I read about 20 or 30 pages at a time. I don't remember, but I read it in 2 days. You could read it in one. So it's very easy to get through, very quick. And I definitely have heard of the backlash against this book. People do not like it very much. Like some people have called it like thinner but worse, like I did. Some people just called it not entertaining, and some people just are just asking why it even exists. But I enjoyed Elevation, and it is certainly a breath of fresh air to not have to read a book for so long like I've been doing the past couple times, like Dolores Claiborne and the Dunes and Rose Madder and all that kind of stuff. So it was certainly a fresh pace for me to read a very short novella like this one. Elevation is super short, pretty sweet if you like this kind of stuff. And yeah, it's just a really fun time to get through. But anyway, that is all I have for you in this video. Please let me know if you like my new camera angle on this tripod that I have. But yeah, that is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for making it this far into the video. I have 1 or 2 more books to read, one of which I'm reading right now. It is Carrie, again, for the 6th time. But then I have 1 more book to review for you for the end of the year. And then I will get into the every book I've read in 2024, because the video that I did last year in 2023 got a lot of views. So yeah, anyway, I love doing videos like that. But anyway, yeah, if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, right down below. But yeah, that is it. You guys have been released, and I've been Ben from the Emerald Sword, and I will see you guys next time.